center of the herd. She's definitely in the wrong place. And with hippos, it's never the right time. The herd senses danger and attack like a squadron of battle tanks. The crocs overwhelmed by sheer numbers. She tries to slip away, but her luck runs out just a few feet from safety. The hippos corner her again. One grips her body. A second goes for her head, while another grabs her tail. The hippo's mouths contain a clutch of cutthroat razors. The rasping action between their upper and lower canines keeps them keenly sharpened. A direct hit can slash through skin as well as impale their enemies. It's curtains for the croc. But it's not just hippos who have killer teeth. Her jagged jaw holds 68 teeth, and she has one of the most powerful bites in nature. Her jaw is clamped tight with an amazing 5,000 pounds of force, so her grasp nearly always spells death. She bites down hard on the hippo. It's a game changer, creating enough chaos for her to wriggle free to the bank. After being just one snap away from oblivion, this young croc decides there's a lot to be said for life on the fringes.
We in our dark unis.
Is a way of life on the high seas. This is the magnificent frigate bird, one of the most notorious pirates of the Caribbean.
Just a gorgeous fall afternoon in the heart of Texas. No weather to speak of. Sun out, roof open. Yes, yes, and yes. A great day for football at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. A moment ago, here was the scene with the Cowboys emerging from their tunnel. It was loud. It's still loud. We're ready for football as the Cowboys get set to match up with the Philadelphia Eagles. It's a tradition that began in 1966, and off we go on a Thanksgiving afternoon in Dallas. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Isabella. It's the mating season. This adult male frigate bird is back at the colony after 5 months at sea. Jumps up his throat to show it. Once he's got a mate, he needs to go the rest.
The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Hurts sets up to throw it. Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45.
And partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. And he's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shallow him across all that ground.
It spears him right down the center.
They go play action with Hurts. Steps away. And he's got a man here, complete. And he's brought down. That's the #2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be #2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be #1.
Off the play fake, here's Hurts. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Osa Odighizuwa gets him for a loss of 8. What great push up front. A few issues here on the offensive line. Apparently, he got sacked 5 times last week. They got to him here in the first quarter.
And I would think that running the ball would be paramount here because it's a different team they're facing, but they watch the film as well. So they'll take many of those same principles and try and apply them in this game to see if they fixed.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Need something for deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. The Eagles send out their punter now. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. It's a 44-yard punt, just 3 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
Like an armored tank with a single killer weapon. A hard, round-shaped spike poking out between his front legs.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And that nearly intercepted. The free safety roaming into position almost had it, but it's 2nd down.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And a lot of talent on this Eagle defense, and you've seen it on these last 2 plays, both losses. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
The winner will get a chance to secure his bloodline. The loser will be history. The intruder breaks ranks first. Their lances clash. Both fighters are heavily armored. With a shell as hard as a carbon
Make something happen.
and scaly armored skin on their legs.
Now Prescott.
The exposed soft neck and shoulders between the shell.
Wide open, Amari Cooper.
Good
And
shit.
mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. So Amari Cooper out of Northwestern High School in Miami making a nice play there.
And it's so funny that when I was going through the draft process when he came out of Alabama and was inquiring about him and his skills, they say it all began back in Miami. He really became a pro receiver at a young age because of his attention to detail and precision. But don't forget his athletic ability. That's what made that catch there.
And he did spend 1 year with Teddy Bridgewater as his quarterback there, so that helped back in high school. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. To throw on 2nd and 6. Prescott. And that's Elliott complete. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Well, Charles, this Thanksgiving tradition, so great. I mean, going back essentially through the full century of the NFL, I know you probably have a lot of fond memories of Thanksgiving Day football yourself.
I certainly do, and I don't have the Turkey Bowl tradition. You know, the families that go out and play and then come in and sit down to their feast and watch football. I remember reading remember the Lions jumping on the Packers on Thanksgiving Day. The only loss the Packers had in 1962, and they sacked Bart Starr over 10 times in that game. And I remember Dave Williams from the Bears returning the overtime kickoff for a touchdown to win a game on Thanksgiving Day. I remember so many different things happening, but how much fun is it each and every year to know that you've got football on Thanksgiving Day?
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Savage Sajad. First in our lineup is Sajad Khalidi, or the Iranian Hulk, as he's otherwise known.
Here's Prescott.
It's not hard to see why he's got that nickname.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. That's already the 3rd time they've looked his way on this opening drive. He's caught 1 of the 3.
That doesn't mean they won't continue to go in that direction. It feels like they think they've got something good going there, and they think those numbers are going to increase.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott.
Oh, man, good shit.
And it's picked up by the Eagles. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. And he's
Fucked up, fellas.
It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0.
It's the almighty Giga Uguru. That's because for 20 years, Giga has honed his impressive martial arts skills entirely at home without the help of a trainer. Hailing from London, UK, his parents encouraged him from an incredibly young age of 4 to take up Taekwondo.
So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line.
However, in all his flashy moves, Giga isn't actually a player. So if he put himself against someone with a bit more experience, he might not prove as dangerous as he was. That being said,
about set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they, almost to a man, told us how excited they are to be playing in this traditional Thanksgiving game. But we have to remember, this is a team that lost on Sunday. Now they get a very quick turnaround to play again. How difficult is that to do?
It's difficult under any normal circumstance when you're coming off of a loss and you have a quick turnaround. The first thing is to put the loss behind you and move forward. But when you plan on Thanksgiving Day, everyone's watching you. It's an added bonus, though, because now you put the loss behind you. Get that taste out of your mouth, because the taste you want is victory, turkey, and pumpkin pie.
Dak dropping this one off for Zeke. So the completion good for just 3.
Damn, that was terrible.
Now, this defense for the Eagles, they were terrific a week ago in that win over Detroit.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number, 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
Then at the age of 16, he entered a competition himself. Since then, Sadigas has broken over 20 world records and secured his place in history as one of the strongest people the world has ever seen. If his casual grip on an alligator doesn't impress you, though, or even his insane winter routine
now Prescott
himself in ice-cold water,
completes it right side to Cooper. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Well, maybe not, but the elephants aren't going anywhere near to find out. They're too scared.
They'll run on first down. Elliott. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. That run good for 7 yards, and that'll do it for the first quarter of play. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it with a 2nd and 3 forthcoming.
Now Rusai trains for 3.5 hours every day to achieve his goal of becoming just like the man himself. His father insists he doesn't pressure Rusai. The 11-year-old just loves him. But it's not just his training regime that sets him apart from the
now Elliott.
He's also
and across the midfield stripe.
Good try. Good try.
Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be 3rd and about a foot or 2. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
The only nunchucks I held at that age were the Nintendo Wii controllers. And considering Rusai's hits are hard enough to make a grown man...
3rd and inches, and they've got some extra beef up front. 3 tight ends. They'll run with Elliott, and he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47.
When you're dead last in the NFL in 3rd down conversions, the odds are against you every time you face it. How about picking up that one? That was big for them.
That's because it is. But American badass Ronda Rousey has done all this. And in 2018, Roberts got the ultimate recognition when she became the first female fighter to be inducted into the UFC Hall of Fame. But long back before she even started her grand career, Rousey was already a big-time badass. One day, while she was trying to enjoy a movie at the theater, young Ronda...
They'll try to throw now. Prescott. He finds his target.
Come on, turn up, baby.
3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
Both guys shoved Ronda hard. One of them started swinging in for a punch, but Ronda was ready. She dodged the blow, hit one of the attackers, then threw the other straight to the ground. Everybody else...
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
The impressive show of self-defense, and the rowdy group of friends.
Now back to the ground with Elliott.
Since then,
and some room to roll now. And he'll take it into the end zone.
Good shit, fellas. Good shit.
I tell you what, when you get a running back who can move like that in the open field, that's something to take advantage of, and they certainly did there. Extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied here in the second quarter.
This huge break unique style of weightlifting has drawn a lot of criticism from more
So I'll leave it at 7 now as they kick it away. And a short kick taken at about the 16.
Okay, now I would recommend copying him, as shrugging isn't a particularly safe way of lifting weights. But if that guy came at me screaming like Donald Duck on steroids...
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They're riding a 2-game winning streak into this Thursday nighter. How easy is it when you're on a roll to stay on a roll given the quick turnaround?
Well, you would think it'd be pretty easy because everyone's locked in practice and meet.
What the fuck? Ah, good shit.
Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years. The arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking
Fuck
downfield to meet it,
sitting right
here in the
there.
stadium, you can just sense the crowd thinking, oh no! And their worst fears were realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
And the final number on that throw, boy, it traveled an even 69 yards. Extra point right down the middle, and that makes the score 14-7.
But even that isn't Esau's most astonishing accomplishment. Back in 2013, he decided to test his skills at a whole new level by having someone...
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
Carrying the gun aimed and sound, Esau stood firm and clenched tightly on his baton. The tension in the air was painful. Then the bullet trigger. The pellet rocketed toward Esau.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And they are losers of 2 straight coming into this Thursday night game. Is it more difficult, CD, when you take a losing streak into a quick turnaround game like this?
It certainly is, because you don't get time to work on the issues that you've had throughout the season that have caused you to have the record that you're having. You can't really get those set. So now you're trying to minimize those and maximize what you've been doing well. And I remember a game recently where one of the assistant coaches said to the head coach, forget our running back rotation. This guy has a hot hand, and they rode him to a victory. Those are things you have to look out for in games like this.
Almost dropped that shit.
And he will finally be taken out of bounds. A big play there on the catch and run. And I think that's a pretty good illustration of why they try to get the football into his hands out of the backfield. That was something else.
And we talk so much from a defensive perspective about scheming and finding ways to take away the run. That means the offense has to devise different ways to get the ball in the hands of their guy out of the backfield. Find open space.
Good looking out.
And big things can happen, and they did right there.
And the next-gen stats are going to tell the story, and wow, what a story it is. Nearly a full 23 miles an hour. One of the fastest plays on record, folks. After right down the middle, and we are tied here in the second quarter. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Fields this way up at the 17. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
Bear hugged a bridge and carried about 8 flights of stairs. Ooh. The biggest battle I've had also involves a bridge. Only mine was battling whether or not I should eat its entire contents.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, to see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. I mean, that's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
On second down, it's Cook again. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. You know, thinking of this Thanksgiving Day game, Charles, for years we've heard the talk. Why don't we open up these Thanksgiving Day games instead of just being Detroit and Dallas every year, give other teams a shot to host? I know you're kind of like me, a bit of a traditionalist, but what do you have to say to that, CD?
I think it's a great argument, and the league can support it quite well, where you can move games to different spots and still be very successful.
Both of y'all got burnt by the tight end.
Right. I am a traditionalist. I really don't want Detroit and Dallas to give up those slots. I like the fact that we watch them each and every year. But what I really like is that the league added a third game in 2006. And usually it's division rivals, but that's the third one of the day, and it caps off a great day of football.
A journey of self-discovery for him and make him feel alive like nothing else. David Goggins has proved he can do just about anything if he doesn't learn to it. Anything other than messing with him.
Play action. Here's Hurts. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes.
What just happened, fellas? What the fuck just happened?
A big play that time through the air. 30 yards.
Almighty 6 foot 8 inches and weighing over 300 pounds.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Hurts. Steps away to his left.
Crack his ass. God damn it.
The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. Hurts throw taken in by Watkins here. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game.
For his final game, he smashes down a staggering 15 of them. All this means he's more than equipped to give our old friend the
Okay, we're going to have to go ahead and get that off there.
Sports certainly got confidence and has claimed he could beat both a bear and a shark if they were fighting with him at the same time. His actual words. I'm not sure
they'll run with Cook. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's second and goal. Throw left side complete. That's Watkins. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play, and that'll make it third and goal. Throwing is Hurts. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jerry Jeudy with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Eagles have moved out in front. And in the red zone, I guess this is why you have a guy like that on your roster.
Without a doubt, if you have him, you use him. Because he's a guy who's going to win just about every time. I don't care what the coverage is.
Extra point attempt to come here. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14.
Eagles 21, Cowboys 14.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Here's second and 10. To throw is Prescott. And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. Prescott. And that is incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. This is brought in at the 21. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that is incomplete.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
Second and 10. Here's Hurts to throw. He's going to let it go again. That's caught inside the 20. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Back to throw again. Being chased out left. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. Jerry Jeudy as the first half is winding down. And the Eagles would extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead now up to 14.
Cowboys 14.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive as they take over here with 11 seconds remaining. Prescott looks to throw on first. Letting one fly deep for Cooper. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half. Well, Charles, you're so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
Both teams making their final preparations for the second half of action. So with that, let's get you back out to Arlington, where we rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. It's the Cowboys who get the football first, and they trail here as well as we resume action in the third quarter. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball into the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They go to Elliott again. And he'll be taken down right around the 27. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Prescott to throw it. And he'll go underneath here to Elliott. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Pollard going to try the right side. Pollard now a first down and more. A nice little juke. And finally down at the 32-yard line. You know, I have a pretty good friend, Charles Davis, who tells me that when he sees plays like that, strong runs to the right, reminds him of the 1960s Green Bay Packers.
Boy, those were the days back when the fullback actually carried the ball as well as blocked. Then you had a halfback. You had pulling guards, guys who could get out and run. And you can hear the great coach saying it back then. So we get a seal here and a seal here, and we run this play right in the alley.
47 yards rushing for him now at his first 2 carries of the ball game. There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Elliott. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Again, it's Elliott. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it 3rd down at 6.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. Prescott now. This one incomplete. Probably should have been picked. A little nonchalant with a throw to the safety valve, and it's 4th down.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
And his kick here is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Looking to throw again on second down. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up third. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to float this over the middle, deep. And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes it all the way down to the 32. A big play there for Philly. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion. But this time, the defense was all over it, and they got there to break that one up.
Dallas, Texas is the spot, third quarter inside AT&T Stadium. Glad you're with us. 2nd and 10. Left side, Cook. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
The 22 is the line to gain here on third down. Hurts sets up to throw it. Sliding out of the pocket. Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line.
A lot of deflated looks on that defense. It seems like they just cannot find a way to get a key stop on third down. Here's another conversion, and now this offense, they're in a position to go up even further as they've got it 1st and goal.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
On 2nd and goal, Cook waiting in the backfield all alone. They'll give it to him up the middle. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
This is 3rd and goal now. 80,000 on their feet here in Arlington. They'll run for it with Cook. No gain on the play that time, so a big stop, and it's going to leave them with a 4th and goal.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And no hesitation about this decision here. Confidently, they're going to go for this. 4th and goal from the 3. Looking to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jerry Jeudy His third touchdown of the game, number 9 on the season. And the Eagles are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
Cowboys 17.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this third quarter. We're on to the 4th here on Thanksgiving Day. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long.
52's the mic, boys. 52. You better be afraid of me. Go to 54. Go to 54. Check 3. Check 3. Check 3.
Here's Prescott. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off at the 38. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. Well, just another reason to celebrate there on the defensive side with the interception, and this is a game that they clearly have firmly in their grasp.
Yeah, a lot of handshakes, a lot of hugs, a lot of smiles. It's been their day.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
6 yards left on 2nd down. He'll drop to throw. And it's caught. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, this is a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. Cook is into the end zone for an Eagle touchdown. So definitely a good day's work throwing the football. Very good day's work. A 4th touchdown passes. They're really pouring it on.
Yeah, and so much for going into clock mode after getting that touchdown, right? Because you would think with the lead, 4th quarter, they might actually do that. No chance. They've kept attacking and got another touchdown pass as a result.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll increase their lead to 28. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their third straight defeat. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Off the play fake, Prescott looking deep in the direction of Cooper. And Prescott, his 3rd interception. Picked off at the 38, and they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. If you combine last week